The blinking means yes, right?
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
We're back.
Hi. Uh-oh. Sorry. Welcome back.
Elephants in the room.
Elephants in the room, yes. Another edition of Generational Curses, yes.
This episode is called Passing Down Poverty.
Ooh, I didn't put the passing part.
It's okay.
I put
You put what?
I just put property.
It's okay. We get it.
Okay.
Of course, we're going to
jump into prayer. Father God, we come before you humbled in prayer. First of all, giving you thanks. Thank you for allowing us to see another day. Thank you for the blessings that you have bestowed upon us, Lord. We thank you for just being the guiding light that we need in this lifetime. And Lord, we pray that everything that we discuss is received, understood, and that we will put forth the effort to make change. In Jesus' name, Lord, we pray.
Amen. Kind of just break out of bondage.
Yes.
So, if you don't know what poverty is, it is the state of being inferior in quality or insufficient in amount, meaning fewer material possessions or little to no income. And the way that it is evaluated is by comparing your income against the amount needed to meet basic personal needs such as food, clothing, and shelter. They base it off of your household, the amount of people that's in your household, and the amount of income that you are receiving. And some examples that we're going to be talking about today is low subsidized housing, welfare, minimum wage jobs, poor health, education, a lack of voice, lack of capacity and chance to improve one's life, lack of physical security, and lack of access to sanitation, as well as life insurance.
Okay.
So for low subsidized housing, the reason that I feel that it is poverty is because it's causing your children to become a product of their environment. Meaning that if you're in those low income areas, there's going to be a lot of violence and a lot of things that's going on in the neighborhood that your kids shouldn't be subjected to, or things are being projected onto them, such as insecurities, because you can't afford, certain things such as rent and stuff. Your clothes might be hand me down, or you might not have the best looking clothes. So things such as like insecurity, bullying, things such as things of that nature are being projected onto your children, causing them to, sooner or later either become the bully or
the one being bullied.
Yeah, the one being bullied, and the one that will, be steered towards being violent.
Okay, so I can agree with you on that, but I will acknowledge and admit that I am a product of low income subsidized housing, and I think a lot of times it has more to do with the mindset. Because even as a child growing up in the hood, I wasn't one to really hang outside. I mean, I had friends in the neighborhood, so no, I didn't think I was all that. But honestly, some of my mama friends called me bougie.
I'm saying in most cases,
right, in most cases. So like for me, I just aim to make sure that I had more.
Yeah, seriously.
So that my kids will experience better. So like even if a person has been raised in low subsidized housing or currently living in those particular situations and environments, that doesn't mean that you have to subject yourself to the status quo.
We stayed there, but we stayed in church. Like we lived there. We had, we knew people in the neighborhood, but my mama kept us at church. Like we not.
I wasn't. My mama didn't keep us at church.
We was there.
We went to church on Easter.
Oh, yeah, I was one of them.
Yeah, we was one of those. Yeah, we went to church on Easter.
But yeah, in most cases, in our community, that's like passed down. Like Where that the parents are in low subsidized housing, the grandparents came from low subsidized housing, and then they tried to pass it on to their children as if it was, a
inheritance.
house. Right, seriously.
A house that they purchased.
Exactly. They like, when you turn 18, you get right. Seriously. And I think we should just stop doing that.
Yeah. And I really think too, when first of all, that was set up.
Mm-hmm.
That was set up. It was set up that way, and it was set up that way intentionally
Seriously.
to try to keep us behind and held back. And in reality, a lot of times when you are in a particular environment, it causes your mindset to be stuck in that environment.
Stagnant, and you don't know nothing else. So all you know is the hood. That's why you go out somewhere else. I know some of my family came to Georgia and it was just too quiet for them. Like, because all they know is, you walk down the street, everybody outside, music playing everywhere, you're going to find something to do. So when you come to somewhere and it's not as rowdy, it's like, oh no, this is too quiet for me. You like,
I ain't lit out here.
Yeah.
I thought Georgia was the place to be.
You gotta go to those certain places here in Georgia, but where we were saying that, it was like a nice quiet neighborhood. So it was like, they was like, yeah, I'm ready to go back home. They just wasn't with it because, literally, that's all we knew. So, I mean, I was there. I just didn't want to become a product of my environment. So I do agree that is definitely, the mindset that you have and that you develop, either want to stay there or you can want to change. And
I think that's the thing. A lot of times people don't realize that they have a choice.
That's exactly. That's why it's like a lot of people are so stagnant.
Granted, you may be in that situation to where you have to live in low subsidized housing. Although you have to in the moment, you can make preparations and plans to come up out of that.
Seriously. Seriously.
So, like I did. I made sure that, at some point my daughters will experience the urban lifestyle, because even when my daughters were younger, we lived in the hood, because when we moved to the suburbs, they was like, what the children at? Why ain't nobody outside? Don't nobody ride their bike around here.
Listen, because that's what you used to seeing. So it's like,
I think that's a benefit of
it is
neighborhoods in that manner. I really think that's the benefit because even though children, they have their catty moments, they know how to reconcile and, befriend one another. At least they used to. I don't know what's going on with these children today, But anyway, that's a whole nother topic.
Whole nother day. So on to our next topic is going to be welfare. And I ain't knocking it because if y'all get food stamps, I want to buy some. But but I feel like it's been passed down from generation after generation after generation, and it causes us to become dependent on the government for this assistance. And so if the government say, "Oh, I'm cutting y'all off," what your kids gonna eat because you're so dependent on that? Or you selling them? Or I still want to buy some, but. But I just feel like that is a generational curse. That is a passed down. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but I still want to buy some. But it's something that's been passed down after generation after generation after generation. It's just like we normalized it. We normalized being dependent on the government, and I feel, time we take other routes. It's time we, Now,
I can definitely agree to an extent. I mean, because some people need them.
No, I'm not saying if you don't need them. I'm saying if you trying to cheat the system and get them but you doing other stuff and spending your money elsewhere so that you can get them, or making sure you stay under 40 hours at work so you can make sure you getting that.
Now that is kind of crazy.
That's crazy.
Intentionally not making that money.
I heard somebody talking about it. She was like, yeah. She do part-time because she's still on her Medicaid and her food stamps and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, why?
She do part-time because she still on Medicaid and food stamps?
Yeah.
She might be getting a maximum amount of stamps.
I don't know what's going on. But that mindset is just like...
Girl, she got a side hustle.
I don't know.
Because I ain't going to lie to y'all. I'm keeping 100 with y'all. Like, Honestly, I know of a lot of self-employed people that don't make money.
Right.
A lot of them, but at the same time, the thing that I believe a lot of self-employed people that don't make money fail to realize is that when you are putting yourself in that position, you end up staying in that position.
Seriously,
and I don't think they realize that. And the reason why I say this is because when you have to go and file your taxes and you don't have the income to show to get what you want, that's because you've been lying the whole time just to get by.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's change that. Instead of just trying to get by, let's really be up.
Just find somebody that's selling food stamps.
Hello, because I'm looking. But
you can inbox us.
You must comment down below. Email us.
You can email us. You will be anonymous, I promise.
Now back to those minimum wage jobs, causing us to live paycheck to paycheck. That's definitely something that's been passed down. Like, my mom worked here. Oh, she got me a job, or my grandma worked there, or my auntie, and then they get you a job. And then now it's just like a whole generational curse right there, because everybody just living paycheck to paycheck. You can't afford nothing else. Now y'all stressed out. Now everybody just can't thrive because y'all just so stressed out. Y'all just worried about how y'all gonna pay this next bill or what to do next. And it's more to life. There are other jobs, there are warehouse jobs that you can have. You don't need no education that makes good enough money. There's a lot of jobs that you can get, with just your high school diploma and make you some good money. It's environmental services jobs. They're paying like $18 to $20 I hear these days. So that's just, not be like, okay, well, this all I know, this all I could do. I've been doing this, and my mama did this, and step outside the comfort zone. Try to reach your highest capacity. Like, the sky is not the limit. Go beyond. I'm telling you, like,
go through the galaxy.
Seriously.
Yeah, and I do believe that the system has been set up to where we need and because it's so accessible, people tend to just depend on it, and that's really not. It's really not ideal to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not pushing yourself to the, as she said, to the extent beyond the sky. You're not going beyond where.
Think outside.
We know you
think
can.
Big. Okay, think big. It's time we just stop thinking so small and stop thinking that, well, this is the way life is. This is how I know it. This is not.
Life is what you believe and make it to be.
On that note, I want to say my poem to y'all. What is life? Yes, in the middle of the podcast, I'm going to do my poem. If you ask me what life is, I would say it is an experience. An experience is knowledge or practical wisdom gained from which one has observed, encountered, or undergone, and then taking that knowledge and sharing it to inspire others to create their art freely. It is where I learned to love every part of me all naturally. I captivated the wholeness of my entity. I understand the assignment to the T. I appreciate everything I have and everything coming to me. I satisfy myself in my own needs. I am a spiritual and a visionary leader. I am idealistic, cherishing high principles, purposes, and goals. I am gorgeous from my flesh to my soul. I am nimble and do not complain, but stay quick on my feet. I am magic, which is the art of producing a desired effect or result that presumably assures the human control over supernatural agencies. I am effusive in abundance and victories. I am noble, admirable in the dignity of conception, manner of expression, execution, and composition. I am talented when it comes to this poetry. As you can see, I took the word assignment and described my life to the T.
Aye. Okay, that's what's up. But did y'all catch that I? Intuitive. I, that third eye.
That one.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So yes, like life is definitely what you make it, but it's about sharing these experiences. What we're doing here on this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
Just to help someone else to get through their struggles, their time of need. Because a lot of people, we're bringing awareness. A lot of people don't even know that they're living in poverty. They're thinking that this is the way life is supposed to be.
This is all there is to life.
Yeah.
When no, it's all it is to you in this moment. But you have the ability to expand. You have the ability to expand. You just have to put forth the initiative and go out there and make it happen.
Yeah.
You really do.
I also think it has to do a lot with those chakras.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of times.
We're gonna talk about that.
A lot of times the chakras. First of all, people don't know. A lot of people don't know about chakras.
That's why.
That's and they don't understand how it truly impacts you as an individual, impacts everything around you. Mm-hmm. They don't understand about the vibrations and the frequencies and things of that nature. So yeah, we will do one on that later. But for now,
we're back to poor health. What with the eating and the not exercising and the different diseases that our families pass down through genetics. Mm-hmm. It reduces the work productivity, so we're not able to work. You're not able to work. You're not able to pay bills. You're not able to work. You're not able to eat. So you're in poverty now because that's when that government assistance is needed. Like when you're not able to work, but if we're health as well. So we're focusing on our health and making sure our mind, body, and souls are good enough for us to function and help us to thrive in a manner that we don't need to depend on the government.
Right.
We can cut out the poverty. We won't need them. So let's, focus on good health.
Definitely. Exercise.
For sure, if you guys just take a walk, around the block, at least 30 minutes, 15, first pace yourself. As long as I feel like, a little 15 to 30 minute workout every day or walking or jogging, whatever. Because I know I don't like to work out and be all sweaty. I'm sorry. I've done it. I had a trainer. But you got to figure out what works best for you. And on this journey, I'm really learning what works best for me. So I know I got to walk those little 30 minutes a day. I got to do it. If, meal prepping my lunch, I have to do it because I have to make sure I can go to work. So I'm not living in poverty. I'm sorry. I've been there. I've done it. I don't want to repeat the cycle. So.
And another thing too that we have to also be mindful of when we exercise and we are concerned with our health, like you said, it deals with our wealth, and it allows us to be stress free. Because when you exercise, you're releasing a lot of stress that you're enduring on a day-to-day basis.
A lot of people that go to the gym, they truly say that they're going through something. Oh, I go to the gym, it makes them feel better. So y'all try it out, but I know what it means. Another thing is education. Schools in these low-income areas are less resourceful, and also people in our community, they stop going to school because they feel like they have to help their family with, paying those bills or getting some food or childcare or whatever it is. They, they're dropping out of school in our community. And it's putting us in poverty, our community, people in our community. But to an extent, I could understand, like, oh, I want to help my family out. But, you could try to get your GED at least, or, get some type of education up under your belt. So, you're not just out here saying that, oh, yeah, I dropped out of high school. I don't have nothing to show for it. I just been working at these minimum wage jobs and come up with a plan. If you feel like you're going to drop out of school or whatever, get your GED, go take some community college classes. And it's other ways to go about it without having to feel like, oh, this was the best thing for me, because that's all you know. Like,
well, I'm going to speak on that, and I'm going to speak on that because I've had the firsthand experience of working and going to school, both full time. And that's because I felt I had to do it. That was during the time I just had my oldest daughter. So I was still in school. although I did switch my choice of career at the time due to the fact I was like, I need some right now money, but I need to go to school so that I can at least gain certification in something. So therefore, I worked full time and went to school full time. But my reason for doing was to provide a better life for my child. So therefore, I put forth so much more energy in that. And I'm saying this to say, regardless of what your situation is, like in reality, whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it.
You can do it.
You can go to school full time. You can work full time. You really can. You just have to have a support system.
Good balance.
Exactly. B, you definitely got to have the drive. You got to want it.
You have to.
You have to. And you have to be able to see yourself accomplishing it. Because if you can't see yourself accomplishing it, you won't.
Yeah.
So
seriously.
I would just advise, like, if you're in school, if I'm talking to you, you're in school and you're like, I really need to work, but I really need to go to school and I don't know how I'm gonna do this. You can do it. It does require more energy and effort, but I promise you it will be definitely worth it. And it's definitely possible. I did it. It's possible. It is.
I know my mom, she dropped out of school. She was a young mother. She eventually got her GED. She went back, got her associate. She's now in school again, getting her bachelor's degree. So,
And it's never too late.
It's never too late. No. And so definitely just have that plan, build that support system, have people to encourage you and build you up. But listen, nothing is impossible. Impossible only spells out I'm possible, okay? Because we're possible. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us, and I strongly believe that. Yes. So I gotta tell it. Next is the lack of voice. It causes disrespect and overt injustice. And you have that lack of voice and you're not able to really speak your truth or speak how you're feeling. You're just allowing people to disrespect you with the things that they're saying and just projecting onto you, feeling like, okay, well, if they said it, I guess that's right. I guess they're telling the truth. And no.
You have to be careful what you listen to.
Yeah.
You have to be careful who you talk to, who you take advice from. You really have to be careful of the words that people say, because sometimes you can think a person is for you and they can say these underlying little subliminal things
making it like they joke,
to where they're not trying to put you down, but in reality you are, because anything that you're saying to me is projected out into the atmosphere.
Especially when it, no offense, but yeah, you're being offensive though.
The butt just disregarded everything. That's what somebody told me. So
exactly.
I make sure I don't say butt no more. So be mindful of that, be mindful of who you listening to, because you need people that's going to encourage you, that's going to inspire you, that's going to motivate you, that's going to believe in you. You need those people in your environment.
But most importantly, you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta bet on yourself. You gotta know, listen, I can see, hear, and feel I'm gonna make it to the top regardless.
Talk to you. It's okay. That mean you crazy.
And saying those affirmations in the mirror and just speaking positivity into your life. But it says speaking life into your spirit. Listen,
definitely, you have to.
You got to do it. You have to do it. Like even you go to therapy, have a life coach, you go to church, somebody just feeding your soul good things to help you grow, like in a positive direction. Those things are needed.
Yes, they are.
Those things are needed. The lack of capacity and chance to improve one life. It causes us to become stagnant. You're giving the government, like we talked about, I kind of wrote it down already. You're giving the government the opportunity to keep us down. Like, let's stop it.
You take control.
It's possible. We could do it. We could do it as a whole. We can truly, truly do it as a whole. Lack of physical security, causes us to suffer from violence. Gun violence, especially, like, next month, my brother's death anniversary is going to be 4 years. And I just feel like that lack of security. I remember like the ambulance wouldn't even come fast enough to save my brother because they said that the cops had to drive around to make sure that the shooter wasn't still there. What do y'all mean?
I've never heard of that.
What do y'all mean? Like I was mind blown, like outside, no shoes on, screaming for help, and I heard them at the corner, like literally, that right there in the beginning of our neighborhood. I can hear them, and they're not coming to get my baby birthday. Like traumatizing. They're traumatizing us as a whole. So yeah, it's time we gotta get out of poverty because we can't keep allowing for our people to die on their account because they feel like, oh well, we gotta make sure we save. Y'all are supposed to be the ones to come and save the day. Like I'm sorry, but that makes me emotional, a little emotional. But that is exactly what they told us, and I will never understand that.
I've never heard of that.
I will never understand it.
Like, wow.
Yeah. So, lack of access to sanitation. Those things causes risk factors for infectious diseases. Even just and you go to some neighborhoods and their neighborhoods is all nice, and then you get to the low subsidized houses and stuff like that, and then there's just trash everywhere and stuff like that. And us as a community, we have to do better as well with those things because we can do more, about cleaning up and picking up or making sure there's trash cans out there so that the kids can have somewhere to throw their trash. Or I know y'all probably see kids throw stuff. Y'all probably throw stuff. Y'all don't say anything.
I was about to say that a lot of times it's us that's throwing stuff in the yard and stuff.
So we got to do better. So we don't, I mean, I know I don't want to be living in no neighborhood where I just walk down the street and there's trash everywhere. I don't want that.
Right.
Y'all shouldn't want that. Y'all should want that for y'all children. So if y'all have to like schedule a little neighborhood meeting and say, okay, this day of the week we can go out there and pick up some trash, I'll provide some trash bags. I'll provide some gloves. It's, I'm just ready to make changes. I'm just tired of my people, having this stereotype of, this is all they know, that they're just so ghetto and this is all that they can get out of life. Like this is what they deserve, because that's not what we deserve.
I totally agree with you on as far as like the neighborhood, like being
more involved.
Not just more involved, but just making sure that everybody is being responsible for their part.
Yeah,
not to throw trash out or just throw it because you don't like your neighbor, so you throw a can in their yard or something, like stuff like that. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because when I think about it, if you're in a neighborhood where it's clean, it motivates you to want to do more.
Seriously.
To keep the neighborhood clean, and it also impacts your mindset. It causes you to view your surroundings differently, and in turn, you can possibly even view yourself differently.
Exactly.
In a more positive way.
And just because we're living in these areas that we're needing assistance and then we're paying less money because we're receiving less money, don't mean that the neighborhood has to look like we're getting paid less money. Like you don't have to be the product in the environment.
You don't.
We can change that scenario. Just because we're in these areas, we can make them look like something. We can keep up with them, making sure the kids have something to do. So I know a lot of things have been cut back. It's like less recreational centers, less parks because so much violence.
And what happened to free camps?
No, seriously.
I remember camps used to be free when I was a child.
Yeah, I don't think nobody wants to volunteer, but I guess we need more volunteers. I want to volunteer.
That sounds like the solution.
Yeah. More volunteers. So how do y'all feel about setting some things up in your neighborhood so that the kids can have something to do? They're able to learn about the areas that they're in and the environments that they're in and how to not become products of these environments, especially when they're at the schools that's testing them to see how many jails they should build in the future and stuff like that. So That's something to think about.
It really is.
Because seriously, like I remember, I don't know if it was in Philly or Atlanta, but I know we were literally being tested, and those tests was going to be based on how many jails they were going to open up and how many schools they were going to shut down. So yeah,
that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because like now that I'm thinking about it, they did shut down a lot of schools in Georgia
and Philly as well,
and build more jails.
That's what they're doing. Yeah, it's like where clinical trials or something.
We are. That's the reason why they put us in low subsidized housing. That's the whole reason for that.
And back in the day, they was breaking up families. You know, you couldn't even get in a low subsidized house. Exactly.
If you're still with the baby daddy or you had a husband, you could not get it. And it's crazy because, like, why not?
Yeah.
So that just draw a wedge between the man and woman when it comes to the black families. Yes, it really did. So we have to be very, very cognitive as to what's going on.
Seriously, like let's come out of
poverty. Pay attention.
Let's come out of poverty. Let's literally break these bondages, break these curses. You know, that's the main thing for focusing on breaking these generational curses. One step at a time, though. You know, it is a process. I'm, not just trying to force things on you guys. We're just bringing awareness to these situations because a lot of people don't even acknowledge that this is the lifestyle that they're living. They, like she said, this is all it is to life to them. And it doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't. You have the power to change it.
Change your mindsets, change your lives. Seriously. Truly believe in yourself. I don't care what nobody say, oh, I couldn't do that, so I know you can. You can do it. You can build your credit. You can buy your first home. It's first time home buyers programs. It's a bunch of stuff that literally can help us to, we gotta just be willing to take those steps. So, you have to make sacrifices. And if you want to do better, you gotta be better, and you gotta making those sacrifices.
And a lot of times in doing better to become better, there's a lot of things you have to let go of.
You have to.
You know? Some people, some places, some things.
And peace is not a bad thing. Peace of mind is a beautiful thing. Okay?
It really is. So what was the other one? Life insurance?
Yeah.
Life insurance. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about it. Because I find that in a lot of cases, us as Black people, we don't have life insurance. And in reality, when you really think about it, that is a great way to come out of poverty, especially considering how there's so many justified murders that have taken place, So just think about it. Like, we have a mother who has 3 sons and 2 daughters. All 3 of her sons were killed. Unfortunately, if she had $250,000 at minimum for each one of them, do you really think that they would continue to do what they're doing? No.
Not at all.
Because that right there is a way for that particular family to come out of poverty. Unfortunately, but realistically, that's like $750,000.
Yeah.
And then when you connect with individuals that know how to help you grow your money, investments and things of that nature, then that generational curse right there
is broken.
Exactly. Even just us talking about this, speaking out about it, in reality, it's breaking a lot of curses, even on our families. You know what I'm saying? Because we are taking the initiative to talk about these things that most people don't want to talk about.
Like, we lived in low subsidized houses. Our parents, we all as ourselves, we worked minimum wage jobs. You know, the health situation. I know my dad, the high blood pressure, stuff like that. It's like, just being aware to take better care of yourselves. It's like we understand these things from firsthand nature. So it's like, we're not just talking because I did some research on it, but I can speak from experience as well.
And if you notice, like, everything that has been researched, we have been able to dive deeper into the particular topic and in those different areas simply because we've experienced it, Just like we're sure that some of y'all may have experienced it as well. So yes, I would encourage y'all to up your life insurance. If you don't have life insurance, get life insurance. I know it. Well, sometimes it can be a little bit higher than that, depending on.
But you know, it's small as $25 a month.
Right. But depending on whether or not you're a smoker and things of that nature, don't lie about it because they have a way to detect and determine once that person is deceased. So don't lie about it. But in reality, you know, the younger you do it, when you do it at a younger age, it's a lot cheaper. You know, and a lot of people don't realize that, and people don't realize the difference between whole life and term life. You know,
do your due diligence, do your research. Do your research,
definitely. And parents, you got kids. Especially if they are melanated, I would advise you all to get life insurance. Because one thing about life insurance companies, that's a good way to stop a lot of the killings that have been taking place. Life insurance companies, they're gonna search and identify and prosecute because they don't really want to pay out the money.
I just saw something on Instagram about that.
They don't.
Like if every black person was to get it.
Yeah, they don't want to pay out the money. So we just bringing awareness to you all. Like if you don't have life insurance, get it. Get some life insurance. Insure your brother, your sister, your cousin, your uncle, your auntie, whoever. Get some life insurance.
Seriously,
you know,
so important.
Because if you can't afford a lawyer to go and do the research and identify what took place, what happened, their life insurance company gonna do because they don't want to pay out that kind of money. And if they got to pay it out, if I can get it back from y'all for what is it, wrongful death, I'm coming after y'all. So I'm just saying, like, hey, that's the way to have a lawyer
in messed up situation.
Exactly.
You know how we gotta have these fish fries, GoFundMes, and things of that nature because you know the unexpected deaths or the wrongful deaths, and then
allow your life insurance policy to be a monthly bill, just like your light bill, just like your water bill. Life insurance, allow it to be a policy to where it's a bill that you pay, just like how you have to pay for your lights to be on. Pay for your life to be on.
Put that in your budget.
You know what I'm saying? I like that. How you pay for your lights to be on, pay for your life to be on.
Seriously.
Be on go all the time. That way, you don't have to be concerned whether or not you're going to be taken out or taken down. And if you are, your family's straight.
Exactly.
That individual, again, it's sad and unfortunate, especially the way I'm saying it. And trust me, I'm not being insensitive about it. But honestly, I just said, but I said once said it, yet. Honestly, you really have to give thought to it. Like, really. So even if it is $70 a month, $100 a month, allow it to be a bill. Because that bill, if anything was to happen to your loved one, that's your way out of poverty. Right there. And that's also a way to stop a lot of wrongful deaths, too. You know, that's knocking two birds out with one stone.
It's also breaking a generational curse. Because, you know, y'all
three birds.
Right.
3 birds
may not have had life insurance, so you might not even really know the importance of it. So let's break these.
And don't do 10,000, 20,000. No, you need to do minimum 100. I would advise 250. Just to be honest, I really would. Just to be completely honest. You know, so that's something that, you know, we really need to give thought to. Because I know a lot of us don't have it. Right. A lot of us don't. But I promise you, you get it. They ain't going to be too quick to take you out. They're going to think twice about it.
Let's start thinking about
unless they got life insurance on you.
Lord.
That's
another topic. Seriously, let's start thinking longevity, building legacies, breaking these generational curses, building this generational wealth. Let's get to it.
Yes, definitely. So we definitely want to encourage you all to just take heed to the things that we've talked about in this particular podcast, you know, because we have the ability to come out of poverty, but we cannot do it in fear. You have to be willing to and fearless to do what needs to be done, to do those necessary things, to change your life, change your perception on life. You know, it's within your hands. It's within your reach. You are able, capable of doing it. I believe in you.
I believe in you too. Do you believe in you?
That's the question. Yes. That's
the $1 million question.
Even $1 million policy.
Hello.
I'm just saying. But
on
what
that
are you
note,
worth? What are you worth? Like for real. Like that's something to think about. What are you worth?
Seriously, that is something to think about.
What are you worth? Like, yeah, I have a life size insurance policy. Don't try to come for me, y'all.
Don't get my name.
Because my children gonna be the one to get.
I can't
They're gonna be straight. You know, if something happens to me, my girls will be straight. The house will be paid off and everything. Oh, I just realized that's okay. Let me go.
We don't talk about that. On that note, we're gonna see y'all next week.
We're gonna be straight. I'm so silly.
Yo, I cannot.
But yes, this has been a great podcast.
Yeah, I like this.
I really like talking about the generational curses.
I swear, I don't want it to end. So I came up with another topic: religion, forced in religion.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna keep this segment going because we love it so much. It's a lot of generational curses that needs to be broken,
and a lot of things y'all don't want to talk about, but we wouldn't talk about.
We're gonna talk about them because we're the elephants in the room. Okay.
Y'all gotta excuse me. I am so silly. You just never know what I'm gonna do or say. Okay. Okay. My facial expression. Oh my goodness. I just saw myself. Okay, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking out. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, share, comments, DM, inbox, email, you know, whatever.
We're so in sync.
Very.